Okay, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. In case you're hearing that chuckle, that indeed is the chuckle of Honorable Jude Emeka Idimogu.
Yes, sir.
You're very welcome, Honorable Member of the Lagos State House of Assembly, representing Isolo constituency 2. Of course, the Omobawale name will always raise an eyebrow. But then, we speak about this. You are Igbo. And I was listening to an Igbo elder who was explaining that, in our society, you marry a lady because in-laws are your chi. Yeah. You've become one of us.
Adopted son.
Adopted son.
Yes,
and there you go. You've married one of us. You've married an Ijebu lady. So I imagine we can just say that, hey, he's a Mobawale.
Regards to her. Roslyn Kuku.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you very much, Honorable Jude Idimogu of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Okay, we're here to talk about the election season. As we all know, INEC has set the dates for the commencement of the election. They put it into two segments. Yes. There's the presidential and national assembly, and then there's the state governorship and the houses of assembly. So for your aspect of maybe your constituency, talking about state governorship and house of assembly, that's October 12th.
Yes.
There's a sense in which the governors and the assemblymen and women, they've been keeping very much to the script, in the sense that one hasn't heard very much that could be misconstrued as electioneering campaign. But of course, at the other level, the presidential, especially a lot of engagement, public engagement has been going on. They're not necessarily campaign. We were finding a word for it.
Sensitization. Sensitizing the public.
Sensitizations are going on. But campaigns are a very serious business, because that's where, sort of theoretically speaking, your pitch is made. Your attitude to electioneering campaigns, especially in Nigeria, because largely they seem to be characterized by a gala, a festival sort of an atmosphere. But the event is coming up, and is it your understanding that we can get much out of them in terms of transferring ideas, making pitches to the electorate?
Yes, it's very key. Things are not permanent. So even the campaign cannot be like the campaign of 2019 or 2015.
Okay.
So there are a lot of progress. There are awareness now. Even the public are more aware. Mm-hmm. The youth are even coming up. So people are now having more interest to know what governance is all about and who are those people that are representing us. So the campaign, in fact, is a tough one for all the parties and their representatives. So they need to speak, because for me, campaign, you are selling your product. I think that. Sell your product to the people and let the people see whether they can buy you as a person and buy your party. Mm-hmm. So that is the issue. So I think for those that are serious, the parties that are serious, like my party, I believe it must be an issue-based campaign, because there are issues in the country, there are issues in the state that we need to tackle. And if you don't have the idea, you don't know how to solve the problem, even if you are put there. So you must start now. You also learn from your opposition. But nobody has all the experience. Nobody has all the knowledge. So sometimes even the opposition, when they check, even when you think they are criticizing you, the only thing I don't support, you don't call names. Let it not be personal. It's not personalized thing. We are talking about our nation. We're talking about our state. How do we do it better? It's true. What I'll say, campaign that is honest campaign that is use ideas. What can we do? Because everybody is concerned. If Nigeria is not doing well today, can I stand here and be talking about Lagos State is boiling? Will I stand here and be talking about the state or campaigning for any party or campaigning for Nigeria? So we must believe that our country first matters, the state matters, before governance and politics will come in full.
So that you're talking about the wholesomeness of
very
these
key.
Campaigns. It's key.
It's very key.
Because sometimes people get a bit acerbic with their utterances, and of course it's against the rules but in the passion of it, sometimes maybe the sensitivity is so high. So we'll have to take for granted that people are going to be wholesome. There are negative ideas out there, and people are going to be seeking to unify. For instance, where our whole society is going, it shouldn't be so, but people think that politics is entering the one boogie that we don't want in politics, and that is talking about tribalism, talking about religion, and these are irrelevancies to the whole objective of providing governance. But it nevertheless still is in there. You recall that going back to the time when, well, we didn't really like it, we didn't want it, going back to the military era, they imposed, at the penalty, at the risk of, a penalty, they imposed a sort of wholesomeness. You won't go into certain areas. But once they've left, full-fledged democracy has taken over. People seem to have reverted to their core and are speaking from there. How concerned are you that these are the things that are coming out are not the most wholesome? And with social media now, everybody is free to express himself. Yet you politicians are going to have the job of unifying us.
Yeah, well, like for me, all of us should understand that the entity we are trying to sensitize or put together for the better interest of all of us is Nigeria. So no matter what you are doing, and again, people should also understand, campaigning or politicking is not an issue of putting too much emotion into it. That's the challenge some of us have. Emotional, you have brought it sensitive in terms of where are you coming from, where are you as an Igbo man, so when you talk against the Igbo maybe candidate, it becomes a problem, or you're a Yoruba man, you talk against the Yoruba, it becomes a problem, or outside, vice versa. Well, it's part of the grow up we're having. Like you rightly said, for me, I say governance or democracy is evolving right now. We have not gotten there yet, but it's a gradual process. We are making progress. Quite a while, sometimes I worry myself when we give an example with developed nations like US, Britain. When you even look at the number of years they have been, so it's like a growing up thing. We are growing, so we cannot get it perfectly immediately, but we'll continue to try. And who are the people trying? It's somebody like you, like me, even giving the opportunity to come here to talk to me. We cross-fertilize ideas. So you cannot write away sentiments, where it's coming from. Is it an Igbo man? Is it a Yoruba man? Is it at least the three major tribes? It's not that the other tribes are not there.
Are not in there.
You understand? After all, the last president from PDP, a guy from South, Dr. Goodluck, with due respect to him. So everybody have an interest. By the end of the day, they say, power is not given, it's taken.
Indeed.
It's taken.
Take you, for instance, just as an example. You are representing Oshodi Solo constituency too.
Yes.
And so there are concerns in there, in that constituency. People are going to expect, and well, you've been elected on, for that constituency. Yes. So they must have expected and indeed have been assured that you understand the issues that affect us, that concern us, and that we can trust you to deliver. You would have been competing for that slot, first of all, within your party, the primaries, with other people, whether they're indigenous to Lagos State or not. Yes. Yet you triumphed. Yes. And then we go to the election proper. Again, it happened. So this seems to indicate that you've come. People have come to terms with you as an effective candidate for them. What are the issues that you've come all the way? By the way, what's your state of origin?
From Imo State.
There you go. From Imo State. And all the way from Imo State, you've come, you've understood, and you've integrated, and indeed, you are able...
Center of Excellence.
Center of Excellence. You're able to relate with them. I think it is not very much more different than, for example, Nigerians leaving this place, going abroad, and representing people yonder, representing sections
That's
of...
That's what we are looking at too.
Exactly.
Yes. And we hope other states can copy Lagos.
Indeed.
Yes, to accommodate.
because Lagos has sort of led in that
they
way.
do.
What are the, without going into campaigning, because we haven't started yet, it's October 12th, but the kind of issues I imagine there will be security, there will be maybe infrastructure. What are the kind of things that people want to, that research would have shown you what to talk about, that people will expect somebody, no matter where he comes from in this country, in your constituency to address?
Yeah, it's number one, you know, if you don't have life, you cannot talk about living. Insecurity is the challenge. Security is case. In fact, yesterday I was with some of my colleagues and we were even discussing this ban of Okada, what is going on.
Okay.
And yes, what's going on. Even my local government has been affected. But at the end of the day, we reach an understanding that security is the issue. Because one would have expected that, okay, since election is very close, you don't dabble into situations like that so that people will not have bad feelings about your party, whether they vote for you or not. But the issue now is that you look at, okay, even if you say people whether they vote for you, if they are not alive, what happens? You have to secure them.
So security is key. It's number one.
Number one. Security is number one. And that is even today, Nigeria is complaining. People come. Thank God there is kind of a little bit of calmness, security-wise, even all over the federation, since the National Assembly sometimes threatening that they will remove our president, and the president have given some orders. If you watch the Air Force, the military are now doing things they have, which maybe we are not opportunity to see, but right now we see certain things they are doing. And for me, I think what I've seen now, I think there is a little bit of, you know, a kind of calmness, a little bit, unlike before, which, or except they will say the media is no longer reporting it like before. But I can see there is a kind of effort positively being directed toward that issue of insecurity in the country, which is key. Now, no matter what you tell anybody now, if you are not secured, number one, every other thing is secondary. When you have security, then you can talk about even peace. Sit down and discuss economy issue. Because if I'm afraid of even coming here, of course I will not come, no matter the kind of idea I have. So the key thing right now, security. The economy again. Because after security, you talk about the economy. The economy is not too okay. However, I will always say that if you look at what is happening all the whole world, it's not just, Nigeria is also part of the world, so it's not just Nigeria only. Even recently in Britain, the central bank there even increased for over 40 years, increasing their interest rate to a little percent. And look at the way they are all crying, even in the US, other countries all over the world. So, however, we're not saying we use that as an excuse, but all of us should understand whatever that affects internationally also affects us. That's the challenge. So we'll talk about economy. And that economy has to do with everything, unemployment, how do we even feed ourselves, feed our nation, and stuff like that. How do people go to school, education? All these are economy. Because even in education, which we're having challenge, if you don't talk about it, even if you say you go to school, at the end of the day, all of us go to school to come out to be useful in society. And how do you become useful? When the economy is buoyant, you get employment, you earn money to feed your family, and you pick up and take other responsibility. So insecurity and economy, then we double to education. But I think these three key issues are very, very important.
And then also important, I think, is the fact that the audience, it's a very dynamic society we have in the country.
Yes.
The audience is changing.
Yes.
As you can see, the youths have become very, very active.
Yes.
I don't know what you think about that. The youths have, in a sense, woken up. And it remains to be seen the effect that will have, because we hear that there are campaigns to sensitize the youths to go ahead and get their cards and be eligible and ready to vote. Now, I imagine that in gearing up for the election season proper, people are going to have to be crafting their presentations because communication is all about reaching the target. And whether we like it or not, it seems to me, especially in many urban centers, the target has become youth-centric. perhaps many, many more
Yes.
than before will be, the audiences of those pitches that are going to be made. Do you think, especially people like you, that might, well, of course you're youthful, you're youthful,
yes.
but the methodology of the youths, since it is what? Anybody from 18? Is it 18 or is it 20?
Yes, 18, from 18.
Yeah,
And it's
anybody
18
from 18
to up to
That's right.
45, 50.
So all those people are apparently coming into the fray.
Yes.
Now, if they are not spoken to in a language that they can relate with, it's going to be water off a duck's back.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think in this time we're up to it? We're up to the task
Of course.
of reaching that portion of the electorate
Yes.
in the language that they understand?
Of course. If any serious party, any serious candidate who is serious to win an election, you must go all out. You must go all out to meet any segment you think that will give you the vote you want. Because like I said, you must reach everywhere. If the youth, even the youth, thank God they are even getting up in the sense that because the country also belongs to them.
Yes.
And belongs to people like us and you. But yes, their population, because when you come to politically numbers, population is the issue. Not just population, people that have their voter's card.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure.
And not just having a voter's card. Also willing to come out that day and go and exercise your rights. These are the things. You know that I have it, you sit down at the comfort of your home and be criticizing or be playing draft, drinking beer, like what we normally see.
No, it doesn't look like they're going to be that. That's the way it's going to be.
And be playing football by the field side. So that is that. Apart from that, they should also engage, listen to the speeches of whoever the party representative.
This is where I'm saying it's going to have to be couched and
Yes,
crafted
yes.
in a way that will connect with them.
Yes.
Right? And that takes some doing.
Very important.
People in advertising will tell you that it's very, very important understanding your audience,
Yes.
crafting a message so
Yes.
that it hits right home at them.
Yes.
You think the politicians in this time are sensitive to that and are working in that regard?
Of course, now the politician is not
Forgive
standing
me.
alone.
I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Rashid has called in from Warri in Delta State. Good morning, Mr. Rashid.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah. Please, I want to speak with Honorable.
Yeah, about the topic of preparing for elections.
Yes?
That's what we want to talk about. But go ahead, if that's what we want to talk about.
And there's a question I have for him on the issue of his party, APC in Lagos. So, as in, I want to know how he is going to pacify the Igbo in Lagos. Hello?
Okay. Okay.
I want to know how he is going to pacify the Igbo in Lagos that APC has done well.
Okay.
And me, I'm from Warri. I was born and brought up in Lagos, but I'm Warri right now. But
Yes.
the issue, I want to know what Honorable is going to do to pacify his people in Lagos.
To pacify. Okay.
His people, the Igbos community in Lagos.
Okay. Okay.
That the APC has done well. That
So-
APC is working in Lagos, even if it's not working in Nigeria.
Yes.
The Buhari has failed us.
So what
You understand?
pacification,
But-
therefore, is necessary? What's the pacification necessary if you say the party has done well?
Because as in Honorable is a member of the APC.
All right. Thank you very much, Rashid, for calling in. Let's take
it's an Igbo man.
well, yes.
Yes, I know what he's saying.
Okay,
yes, I know
you know what he's saying.
I expect this kind of
But he also said that your party has done well in Lagos. So where does pacification come into the matter?
No,
again?
what he's referring to, he knows because he has seen my name. He felt I'm an Igbo man.
Okay.
Most of the Igbos, where they are heading to, or even if they say they are not heading there, they keep on talking about Obi.
Okay.
That's what he's trying to say.
Okay. It's good you brought that out.
That is what he's trying to
but
go.
before Obi, you were in the political
so
space,
these are the issue.
and it wasn't an issue then.
No, now I'll tell him that look, he said your people in Lagos. He was saying your people in Lagos. You're referring to the Igbo people. The issue is there's a slogan we use. I'll speak it and I interpret.
Sure.
Ebi onye bi ka ọ na-awashi. It simply means where you live, you protect. Most of these Igbo people we are talking about, including me, we live in Lagos. Imagine the opportunity they gave me to become a honorable member. There are other people there, not just me alone, that also benefited from the goodwill of Lagosians and the states, even where we are. if they are not accommodating, we will not be smiling or even making our businesses the way. That's what I always say, tell my Igbo brother, like, ask me, what I will tell them is that, this is where you leave your home. This is where you do your business. Almost the market in Lagos State, if you look at it, over 80% is occupied by the Igbos. You understand? And remember, whether an Igbo man likes it or not, we are foreigners. When I say foreign, we come from the East. One day, we'll go back, whether dead or alive. That's the truth. We'll come from the East. Yes, there are some of our children who are born here, they have grown up here, who does not even know their villages. But still, with the situation we are today in Nigeria and the constitution we have, if your father is an Igbo, you are an Igbo, whether you were born here or not. So the idea is that the Yorubas, to be sincere to you, have been kind and good. They are very accommodating.
I particularly like that proverb you expressed, that where you live, you protect.
Yes.
Let me, Kesandu, thank you for holding on. Good morning to you. Kesandu.
Happy weekend. Yes, sir. Uncle Yori, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning, Dede. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You said Dede?
Yeah,
Is that a chieftaincy title?
No, it's like a big brother.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes, I'm calling from Hitubo, my Nimo State. Uncle Yori, you see, the election of 2023 is about us. It is about the young people. It's about our future. It is about the posterity. And I want to congratulate every young Nigerian out there for the great awareness. In fact, I spoke to one of my friends yesterday who is above 30. She told me that she has never voted before, but this election that she has her PVC. I am so proud of Nigerian youth. And I want to say, sir, you made mention of certain things that are happening in the United Kingdom about the economy dropping. These are the only things what our leaders. But all the good things that are happening in the UK, US, they will not tell us. They will not bring it to Nigeria. It is only when the economy is dwindling and maybe there are things that are happening that are not good. They will tell us how come they have never copied anything good to us in this country. I want to say that we are going to shock the entire world with what we're going to do with our PVC country in 2023. We are taking back our society obediently. God bless Nigeria.
It's obedient man.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
By this time, we understand all the codes. So we heard you. I think Nigerians listening also heard you. They heard what you're saying. But he's saying that, and it's the truth, he's saying that, we said it earlier,
yes,
the youths have come to the fore and are much more interested than they used to be in these matters. Because they believe that they can make a difference.
No, they can, of course. We support them. But the idea is that let us do the right thing. Let us not be sentimental. You understand? Let us not be sentimental. Let us ensure that every candidate that we are going to vote for, we are going to tax them, not just taxing them, how you can verify whatever they are telling you, whether it's truth or not. Also check their past record, how competent are they to even, put the economy, put Nigeria forward. How competent are they? Are they people you can trust and rely on? Have they done it? What antecedents do they have?
Exactly.
These are the things we are talking about.
But it's a complex situation.
Yes, it is.
So we're going into it, understanding that it's complex.
It's complex. It's a debate.
And we have we have to keep our eye on the ball.
On the ball, exactly.
Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning to Mr. Idimogu.
Good morning, sir.
Honorable Idimogu, I've been seeing you from afar, and I have been commending you in your absence.
Thank you, sir.
Wherever anything happens in your constituency, we always see you. You will be the first person to be there. So
thank you, sir.
I've been admiring you from afar.
God bless you, sir.
Coming to the issue, I think people like you and Jude Emeka and the rest should be able to convincingly talk to your people that this is not about tribe. This is not about the state where you came from. It's about what are the issues on ground. Who can address them?
Exactly.
Because you whether you are Igbo, whether you are Yoruba or Fulani, that's not the problem of Nigeria now. It is about who can take us to where we want to be.
Exactly.
So that's what I think the message should be when you are talking to your people. The question of this one must be Igbo. That we have not really overcome that. But those are not the issues.
It's not an issue.
I want to commend you for what you are doing.
Thank you.
And I hope you are contesting this time around.
God willing, as the party says.
One day you will contest for governorship of Lagos, and we will support you.
By the grace of God, thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Indeed. Why not?
Why not?
So thank you very
Why
much,
not?
Mr. George. This is a kind of a preliminary chat leading up to the election date of October 12th, when, as you said, as the party pleases.
As the party pleases,
But thank you very much for your thoughts on gearing up for the electioneering campaigns scheduled for the 12th of October for governorship and House of Assembly candidates.
Yes.
The other one, as we were saying, is for the presidential and National Assembly members, and that's from 28th, the end of the month, from the 28th of September,
September.
Right? Of September.
Yes.
And so that's where we'll go next. Thank you very much, Honorable, for coming along.
Thank you for
Our pleasure.
inviting me.